হয়েছে?
কেটে কেটে দেবো।
এডিট করে দেবো।
Welcome. Today we'll start our workshop on Third Eye Awakening and Clairvoyance workshop. So we'll start our practice by Om chanting and seek blessings from the masters with Guru Vandana. So we'll start with 3 Om chanting. अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्यापं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। The blessings of masters. We'll start today's session. So today's topic is Third Eye Awakening and Clairvoyance workshop. Before that, we need to understand how our minds, thoughts, they operate and what is the stillness and why it is important. We know our mind is a space where never-ending thought comes. A lot of thought comes, even we want them, don't want them, they come automatically, right? Most of the cases. And this mind, through the thought, runs our ego. So there is nothing wrong. We need ego to operate in the physical world. We need to, do some study and plan something and all this. We need mind, no doubt about it. So it is a tool for us to operate in this physical world and do our living or earning money or taking care of family. There is nothing wrong with that. Only thing is, this, because it is a never-ending thought coming, it creates some internal noise. And that is why we are not been able to listen our own inner voice, or communication with our soul doesn't happen. It only happens when the mind is completely quieted. It's like, suppose there is, just a few minutes back, there was somebody who was using some machine and it's making noise. You can't hear properly if there is a noise going on. So thoughts are internal noise. because we use maybe hardly 5 to 10% thoughts which are useful. Rest of the thoughts are not useful, they're just coming. If we do an experiment, suppose if you actually have done that before, take a notepad and sit down, and after put some timer, every 1 minute there will be some, the ring or blink. So sometimes it's blank sting, and then you just write down what is the current thought in your mind. If you write down just 2 words, maybe now you are thinking of the air conditioning temperature is okay now, so AC temperature, just write 2 words. Then allow the mind to operate normally. After 1 minute, you write down, you may be saying the thinking about you have to buy some flight ticket. It's nothing to do with the air conditioning, what you are thinking 1 minute earlier. You have already gone far away from there. Then, after 1 minute, again, this thought, maybe mother is not ill. The mother is ill, I have to do some medicine. So, it's talking about the mother's health. And the 4th one, suddenly says, that check has not deposited yet. I have to check with the bank. So, then you read, after 10 minutes of this exercise, it's on your own. You need to show it to anyone on your own. If you read that, you will be amazed within 10 minutes how different types of thoughts came into your mind, and most of them, there is having no relevance. Means basically, suppose you are thinking that, the price of dal has gone up. What do you do by thinking about it? Either you buy or don't buy. When you go to shop only, then it is relevant. But what if you're thinking of it, it will make nothing. But the thoughts take a lot of our energy. In the awake state, 60,000 thoughts passed on in normal human's mind. Daily. 60,000 thoughts. And because of that, you have not been able to listen to the other voices. The many people, almost all the people, they have never experienced anything spiritual. Because they could not manage the thoughts. Thoughts are always coming, their noise is there, and they misunderstand that what others are talking about. I never had it because you could not manage the thoughts. So these things now is that we have to understand that these thoughts need to be controlled, and how they control us. And if we don't control thoughts, thought will control us. How they control? With the thoughts, they ignite emotions. Like when you feel sad, when you feel like crying and feel anger or something. Nothing is happening, just our thoughts. Oh, he told me some bad words, I will go angry. It's only the thought. The person is not present there. But your emotions are being changed because the thoughts are coming. And that's how they control us. That's how ego controls human being. They inject thoughts, and then the thoughts generate emotions, and if you do it for a long time, it creates a pattern within you. It's very difficult to break it. Conditioning. Something has been told in our childhood, we call it childhood conditioning. Our mind is so conditioned, we cannot come out of it. Okay. And somebody told that if the cat crosses the road, it is not good. So people stop, they go back, sit down, because cat is doing his own purpose and you do his own purpose. How does it matter? Because somebody told us it is not good. Or if you go out of the door and somebody calls, it's not good. Nothing to do with it. He called. Okay. You go, wherever you go. Either you answer it or it doesn't matter. But the sense of that something wrong, that has been conditioned in your mind. It may be or may not be, but it is irrelevant. Some cat has crossed the road and you may meet with some kind of accident that day, but the cat has nothing to do with that. Okay, so what I am saying is all these, the thoughts that generate pattern, but these acquired things, it didn't come with you at the time of your birth. Okay. But how to see, how to listen, everything, it comes with your birth. You didn't actually learn how to see. Right? Did anybody show you and taught you how to see? Okay, you learn. So trust on them, but for other things you can describe. But it is clear how they control, how our mind controls us. They generate emotions and that creates some pattern. And memory also comes into the play. It dig up some 5 years back what happened and come and tell us, oh, it's not good and all. Okay, so this is how it is. So we have to be, how to get out of that, this is all about. And first thing what we do is, okay, now we are going towards how we can control that. So it is learned by through experience that what we see has got an impact on the state of our mind. So meditation is a way to control that, to calm down the mind. So first we close our physical eye so that no further input comes. And breathing has a greater impact to calming down our mind. Means if you get angry, your breathing pattern changes. Very fast. So the emotional thing has got in your breathing. So if you bring the breathing into synchronization, the 3:2 breathing we just learned, and the sequence that is called cosmic rhythm. If you bring the breathing into cosmic rhythm and close your eyes, then you meditate, you will be able to calm down your mind. You can overpower the mind. Okay, why we need to overpower the mind? Because that will know that how to calm down, and so that we go into a space where ultimately there will be no thoughts. Because we have the control. Thought is not automatically coming. And that space, that domain, is called stillness of mind. The outside, if there is no noise, which is called silence, inside the inner silence is called stillness. And when you go there, we call that no thought zone. So purpose of meditation is to go into no thought zone. Why no thought zone? Because all spiritual experiences, I repeat, all spiritual experiences happen only in no thought zone. It cannot happen when the mind is chattering. Clear? Okay. So that's what it is all about. So that is all spiritual experiences happen only in no thought zone. So any question from here? Okay. And also mind has a, okay, now let me explain that to the next slide. Okay, now can you see that? Look at the, if you want you can come closer and have a look. Just see what you see there. Okay, what do you see?
Some pattern, typical
Patterns, some wheel type of things, right?
Right, circular.
What they are doing? Is it like a picture only, or if there is anything else happening?
I think in this picture it is not, coming out, but it seems like the Wilson movie.
Yeah.
But somehow I don't see over here the Wilson movie.
Huh?
Concentrate for a bit longer.
Now, what do you see? Is there anything?
The borderline sometimes seems to be the inner six seems to be square, sometimes borderline.
No, don't try to, just see whatever, tell me what you see. No need to think of what I may be thinking, what I like you to see.
It might
Pattern.
at times it feels like it's
Pattern.
moving.
Anything happening to the pattern?
It's moving in a circle.
Moving in a circle. Anything you see?
Yeah, like when we move our eyes, it seems that the circles are rotating.
Circles are rotating. So, you come in front.
Circles and rotating.
Okay. These circles are rotating because our mind is active. Any movement, now doesn't matter rotate or slide or whatever it is, if you see there is any movement, picture is still picture, right? But if you see any movement, that is because our mind is moving, flowing. That's why we see some movement here. Maybe some circling around or something like that, or something maybe going out like this, or one is going this way. So all this happening, or one moving this way, another moving that way, like reverse order. So these kind of things we see. So if you meditate on this, no? If you calm down your mind, you will exactly see the way it is drawn. No movement.
Actually, truly speaking, I am not seeing it to move.
Yeah, that's fine. That means your mind is still. If you still your mind, then all kinds of movements will stop. Okay, just come, allow somebody else to come here. Anybody wants to see from closer? Then come and have a look. Alright, so this is about that. So, those when we see this, then this is how illusion works. You know, illusion is created by your mind. It is not active. The truth is not that. Okay. So that's it for that example I have given this one. Okay. Now we are explaining that there is an energy body. Okay. Our energy system in the body, it has got 72,000 nadis. Nadis are the energy channels, like this. Like we have the vein and artery, like a blood flows. It is not that, by the way. This picture shows that there are the energy channels. Some of the receiving, some of them transporting, some of the junctions. Those junctions are called chakras. Okay, there are many chakras, but main there are 7 chakras what I explained to you, each and having color. The first one is a red, then second one orange, third one yellow, the fourth one is green, and then there's a blue, then dark, the violet, and then the
Shoti within our body, they are existing in colorful form.
no, they emit the vibration.
Oh, I see.
That is the color. The clairvoyance, today we will do that.
Okay.
The actual clairvoyance, they can see that. They can see the aura, they can see the color of chakra also. Because it is have a different frequency. So it needs different frequency to activate them. Okay.
So once our frequency increases in meditation, his colors might change also.
Yeah, but in the operating level change. The main operating.
The operating level.
Yeah, if your operating level changes, then the tinge of the aura will show the higher, color of higher chakras. Okay, so these are the colors, but those are the 7 chakras.
What is the color of the crown chakra?
White. Yeah.
So it is not in that mode, Virgio and
No. So white, but some say that is a blue, that is indigo, and it is a violet. But violet, when it is matures, it becomes white.
Okay.
Okay. So these chakras are activated by Kriya Yoga, what we just were explaining that. So this purpose is to activate your energy channel, energy body. And for third eye, we have used Shambhavi Mudra. Okay, this is Shambhavi Mudra. Right? We just practiced Shambhavi Mudra. So that is what it is. And when a master gives a Shaktipat is master uses his own energy to flush your energy system. The master also will do that. We'll practice that after some time while activating your third eye. So then we'll give Shaktipat to your third eye. We also do that during initiation also we channel energy through third eye. Because third eye is your connection to the divine dimension. We'll talk about the dimension in the next part. And also we can activate by sound. We'll do that today. There is a particular frequency of third eye. There is a healing pipe. We'll do the particular frequency to activate your third eye. Okay, all 7 chakras, they have a different frequency. We have all the pipes. We can do that. But today we will be particularly concentrating on the third eye. Okay. Third eye in the higher dimension. Third eye is doorway to higher dimension. Okay, all the spiritual experiences, what you actually experience, it is through third eye. When you go and suppose you see something, that is seeing through your third eye, because the physical eye is closed, you are meditating. Okay, whatever experience, that is normally, because it's seeing is actually physical activity. But whatever you experience, that is through the third eye.
So third eye, I think there is a picture of third eye, no?
Which one? No.
The image.
This is just a symbolism that you are looking into some higher dimension.
So now what I am asking, that it is in like this position or the way we used to see in Ma Durga's this thing?
This position or that position?
Ha.
That's your question.
Yeah, that's my question. Yes, exactly.
I
That's
think
my
one
question.
is horizontal, another
But
vertical.
we used
Why horizontal?
to see this thing in
Yeah.
Ma Durga's.
Yes, yeah.
So in this case, in our
Okay,
case,
now let me explain this. This is a symbol of third eye, violet color, and this is a symbol. This means if you meditate on this symbol, your third eye get activated. Okay, it has got a power, like a mantra.
if I meditate on Om something,
Not Om, this symbol.
It's a triangle.
Om is inside.
Om is inside, right?
That there is a circle and triangle and
Right.
then two parts. This whole symbol.
Oh, whole symbol.
Yeah.
What is the significance of this whole symbol?
Now, this is a third eye. It looks like eye, no?
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah.
Horizontally
But they
positioned.
have a lot of meaning. So I'm
They
not.
have lot of meaning,
Yeah,
definitely.
lot of meanings. But what I'm saying is that particular. You are saying how the symbol is designed now
Yeah, yeah.
is out of the scope.
Ah,
for
okay,
today.
okay.
Otherwise, we will keep on spending.
Okay,
over.
okay.
So, but this is a symbol. We need to concentrate to energize that third eye. The color, the vibration, it will generate that vibration. Okay. In this particular case, see the physical eyes are closed and the third eye open, right? That is symbol. Initially, when you start activating third eye, it will be like this. Okay. When after spiritual experiences, when you go into the other domain, when you have seen it all the masters, spiritual masters, they have seen it all through the third eye. Okay. When it matures, when you settle into that, then it goes into this form.
Vertical form.
So who has the vertical third eye? That means they're matured. They have seen it all. That symbolizes that. So is it clear? Okay. So it is still their learning. And here, who has already elevated, their third eye goes in the vertical. That's what it means. The symbolism.
That's why Ma Durga's one is.
Okay.
And focusing on that means like closing our eyes and then visualizing that symbol.
We're not visualizing. What you do, that I will explain during Tratak. What you do. First what you do, as I said, the mind has to be quieted. Mind has to stop. Otherwise nothing will happen. It is not a physical, it is experiential. Okay. So what we do, normally we do little kriya and by doing kriya, om chanting kriya and all, we stabilize ourselves so that we get a power to control over our mind. Then, today in Tratak, we'll use the candle flame to do that. Then we'll focus in a one, particularly one point, or in this case, candle. Okay. When we intensely focus and there is no thought, that time your third eye gets activated. That time, after looking into that, you close your eyes and then you go into the internal journey through your third eye. So it starts with the physically viewing. Then slowly you got upgraded into the inner journey. That time you close your eyes.
How will I understand that transition?
No, that we'll practice that. Okay, you will see certain kind of vibration here. Or if you don't do anything, when the tears started flowing down from your eyes, because it is you have to intensely focus on that. Then you close. Because unless you do that, it will not get activated. That is for the, it is explained in that slide. Okay. There is a Tratak meditation. Okay, let me read that first. Then I will start explaining point by point. Tratak literally means looking without blinking until tears start flowing through eye. Tratak came from some same word which means crying. But here Tratak means you have to unblinking, without blinking the eye, you have to look at something, in this case a candle. Still the tears started flowing. That's what literally means. I am not saying you have to cry. Crying is not Tratak meditation. Okay. Okay, you have to intensely watch. Full energy, full attention in that. So that when you intensely do that, that is Tratak. Okay. Then go into staring, unblinking, and the third eye will start vibrating. The third eye will start the vibrating and that. So that is the time you realize that something is happening here. If you intensely focus on the flame, that energy of the flame and this your concentration will open that. Remember one thing.
So that means third eye is physically present.
No, its location is here.
No, that's why I am asking, in every human being.
Physically not present. It's in another dimension.
Other dimension.
So you have to go to that dimension to see.
Okay.
Okay. Its position is here. When you stare without blinking your eyes, you become focused and still. More concentration you give, the mind activity comes down. The circles rotating will stop. Because your mind has stopped. Mind has quieted. And if you go gazing intensely, movement of the mind stops. Tratak meditation means not allowing your mind to move through intense gazing and thus enter into no thought zone. So when you intensely do that, it starts vibrating and mind activity stops and you enter into no thought zone. Then it is the close your eyes and go into meditation. That is called Tratak meditation. Okay, the process is clear.
And this vibration will be felt between the eyebrows or little above?
Between the eyebrows. Here. Okay, some people feel it little heat and all. Don't worry, just experience whatever you experience. Because here main idea is, I will not give you guided experiences. Okay, I will guide you to the technique and leave you to experience that. Otherwise, it will not be your experience. You will hallucinate that. You will imagine that, and it will ruin the purpose. And it is also true, not all of you have the same experience. That is also true. Whatever experience you have, trust that experience. Anyway, I think one point I missed here. Okay, let me complete this. What I was telling, the third eye is a doorway to the higher dimension. Okay. How to enter into the higher dimension? Third eye is, you will be able to see that through the third eye, you will experience that. But how to enter? Only after, say, entering into movie hall, you will be able to watch movie. But how to enter? Okay. The door of, the entrance of the higher dimension is called Sandhika. Sandhika is when we inhale, all the time we are breathing, right? All of us we are breathing. Anybody here not breathing? No? Okay. So, all the time we are breathing. So, at the end of inhalation, here I am not talking about the stomach breathing and all. I am talking any breathing. At the end of the breathing, inhalation, it stops for a moment, right? And then starts the exhalation. When it stops momentarily, that is Sandhika. Turning point. When you are going through the car and take a U-turn, you have to stop. When you stop, take U-turn, turn. So the point of U-turn, turning point, is called Sandhika. You have to just be aware of that point. Nothing, you need not to do anything. You have to be there. Okay, I repeat. You need not to do anything. What people do, they inhale, then stop. Do kumbha. Usko chhodega nahi. And you will miss the point altogether. It's not about holding, focus, stopping and all these things. breathing will flow automatically. Only thing you have to be aware where exactly it is stopping.
Because last time I was practicing this over here, consciously or unconsciously, I was going into Kumbhak and I was actually, instead of being aware of it, I was just stopping it and.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a common mistake. It's not your fault. But what I'm saying is, here there is no kumbhak at all, as I told in the beginning. So let the breathing flow automatically or naturally. Only thing you have to be aware. The beauty is, the moment you are aware of the turning point, you enter into the next dimension. As easy, as simple as that. All the masters, like before I start talking to you, I have just one breathing, and the first turning point I got, I be aware of that, enter into the next dimension. That's it.
Somebody enters once
Yeah.
at a particular time. Does that mean that next time he sits for meditation, he can go ahead and enter again? Or he has
No, it is
to.
already, see, dimension is already there. If you feel that you have come out, just be aware of your breathing, get hold of the turning point and enter.
তোমার ঘরে ঢোকার মতন সোজা না ব্যাপারটা বুঝতে পারছি ইটস লাইক ইট ইজ ডিফিকাল্ট
No, you have to be aware. See, the main difference
because a
is
fraction of time because the
Fraction
breaking
of
point
time.
is absolutely fractional. So
Exactly.
either I'm trying to focus on inhale or exhale.
Yeah.
That between point, catching hold of the between point is really difficult. I
Yeah.
tried quite number of times. It's like
correct. In the 6-step meditation, when you practice, in the 6-step meditation is a full package. Just got everything to get
Yes.
enlightened and go to other dimension, everything. Particularly the fifth state is meant for that. When what we teach, we say, follow your breathing moment by moment. Be alert and aware. Follow each and every point. Who draws, in the science we draw the graphs. Okay, graphs how we draw. We don't take the pencil out and go somewhere else, right? We keep tracking the same pencil, say we are drawing a circle, say. Drawing the whole pencil and come back to the same point. So each and every time, we have to be, the pencil and we have to drawing should be consciously you have to follow it. Similarly, you have to track your breathing all the time.
Both inhalation.
It's not that now we are inhalation, okay, again next exhalation will be, no. You follow even during exhalation, when it is starting, how it is taking off, where it is going, how it is entering, only then you will be able to get the moment when it is stopping and turning. Sometimes I also give an example, like there is a complete dark. You are in a elevator, the lift, you are alone there. You have to get out of the lift, and lift doesn't make any sound. It is going up and down. It only opens it for a few seconds and closes it automatically. Okay. So to go out, you have to be aware exactly when even the movement you cannot feel. That you will feel that it stops and then it's not that. You cannot feel, it's so slow. But every floor it comes, say open the door and close the door. Okay. But if you feel that the door all the time, only then you will know exactly when it's open and you can go out. But if you wait and try time to time, you will miss it all the time. Okay, so we have to be continuously aware of your breathing cycle. And then only you will be able to aware that exactly where it is taking time. The awareness itself will take you to the next one. And when you do the breathing, let me also explain it this way. When we inhale, we call it pranic energy. We call it where the pranic is, it's coming through oxygen only. At the turning point, that oxygen what is carried is converted to prana and then enter into our system, the body. When from oxygen it converts into prana, that advantage you take from the physical to go into the energy dimension. From oxygen to prana, we catch hold of that at that point and we enter into the energy dimension. Our next higher dimension is energy
Prana means
dimension.
energy. Prana means energy.
Yeah. Pranic energy.
So, AJ, what is happening right now is that it's like a U-turn. You don't actually stop on a U-turn. You just turn your wheels and move out.
Yeah.
So the entry and exit of the breathing is happening like a U-turn.
Correct.
So I'm not being able to understand where exactly it is stopping.
No, for you, suppose you are going in one direction, you have to go in the other direction. One point of time you have to stop. Otherwise, how you reverse yourself? It's not a circle.
Yeah,
it's not a circle that you are stopping. You're going up and down.
Okay.
So going up and down,
Then there is a reverse. So
there is a reverse. The moment the reverse starts, then it has to stop. Otherwise, how it can reverse? Think like a pendulum. The pendulum has to stop at one place to go into the other direction.
So it's not like a
It's not a circle.
Because I was getting into the loops. Because the breathing is like in loops. I was getting into the loops overall.
Loop in one sense. Actually, it is called the dimensional difference. Last time I explained that if I take a plate, three-dimensional, and I rotate it, the image will be just a line. It is exactly like that. It is rotating, but on one dimension it is rotating. Another dimension you will see the simple harmonic motion going up and down.
Like a steam engines.
Okay. So one point of time it will stop. For the breathing you can easily understand. It has to reverse the direction. Inhale, then it has to stop to go upward, and that is the doorway. That is Sandhika. Okay. From there, when we enter the energy dimensions, and then that state is called Shiva Bhakti state, and that's why the Shiva symbolism there.
Okay.
Now, it's not Mahadev. I just symbol that you have to enter through the third eye activation and all the experience. You have to enter into Shiva Bhakti state, where you can experience everything in your third eye and through third eye. Okay, we'll do the practice in the second half about what kind of things we can experience. There are different things. But how to enter? First, in your meditation, quieten your mind. All chatter in your mind has to stop. Then you, through the Sandhika, you enter into the next dimension. And then you experience through third eye. Before that, third eye has no use. Because you have not entered. How do you see a movie if you don't buy a ticket and then go and sit in a hall? From outside you cannot see it. Okay, and that is the way to get into it. Okay, clear? And then explore higher dimension with third eye. Then all the experiences will start. But after that, so two conditions are what? One condition is mind has to be quiet. My mind is chattering, you will not get that. If people are giving flashlights and that, will you be able to watch movie? Nothing. Okay. And you have to enter into the hall. You cannot see the movie outside, sitting outside the hall or roaming around, making circles around the hall. You have to enter there. Correct? Okay? Fine. So then Tratak, how to do that I have already mentioned. Okay, this is the next topic. So this is for the first half part of it. So now if there is any question, you tell me, then we'll go into the Tratak meditation.
Any timing for Tratak?
Suppose we are focusing on the Sandhika, we are trying to find the Sandhika.
Yeah.
Suppose I am just focusing on the end point of the breathing. Like what should be internally trying to realize at that point of time, so that we get into the.
Understood. I'm not telling that because then you visualize that. That's why. Okay. I like you to experience that. But in general, I can tell you one thing. Because when the first time you enter, how do you know it is that? Okay. You will have a sense of expansion. Suddenly you will feel a vast space. Okay, you are not limited. And lot of peacefulness and lot of pure love will come. Pure loving space, expanded space. And beyond that I will not tell anything. Then you will visualize. Gautam Buddha is coming and blessing and all this. All nonsense. Well, I'm not telling all what are the experience. It can be different for different people. But many things will happen there. But after that also, if nothing happens, that is also okay. Keep doing. There is a reason for something is not happening. Often I try to time to time tell, because, and that is the reason I tell not to share with each other meditational experiences unless and except with your guru or your spiritual guide. Okay. Reason is that then you start comparing. Okay. So he has seen the rose, and next day somebody else will say, "Oh, I've seen a lotus." And some say, "Oh, I said lotus is a shastra." It's like anybody competition. Somebody has said, Gautam Buddha. So next day somebody will say, "No, I have seen Jesus Christ." So so it will keep on increasing. No? I said, Lord Krishna. I said, Lord Krishna, I say Mahadev. So these are all useless. So it is like that. These things happen. They come. So it is like understand this. It is like 52 cards in a pack. Playing cards. Sujata, you know playing cards? So there are 52 a number of it. So somebody has to turn one at a time, random. So you put, 2 of clubs, he said the 5 of diamonds, oh, he is better. He got a better experience. And somebody would say hearts 10, oh, 5, 10 is more than that. It's useless. There's no going up and down. What I suggest is keep doing. He has seen white light. I have not even seen any white light. Forget about that. Whatever you have seen, that is right for you. At the end of the day, all 52 cards will be opened for all of you. So which came first, which came later, doesn't matter. End of the day, all cards will see everything. Everybody will see everything. When that phase of mind has crossed, 45 days, I was meditating, I have no experience at all. Nothing. I see nothing. Then I thought, what's wrong with me? I must be doing some mistake. That is after 2-3 years of experience. So then I was praying to Babaji, please, guide me. I don't know what wrong I have done. I'm not getting anything. Earlier I used to get it. See, if you never get it, there is you can say that it has not come at all. No, you never experience it. But after experiencing, not start happening. Then during meditation, I got a message back to my question. Fool, this is the state you wanted to achieve. See, the ultimate, the destination, there is also nothing. Everything is created from nothingness. There is nothing to see, no entity there. That means you reach to the source. You understand that. What I'm saying is, seeing nothing does not mean you failed. Maybe you passed over, crossed over. Okay.
But for a beginner, say for example, he or she has never achieved that state at all. So for him or her,
ask your guru, ask your spiritual guru. That's not the only thing you have to ask, clarify. To ask your spiritual guru, he knows. Okay, so ask that if there is any doubt, but not for each and everything. Sometimes people give me history, geography, no need for detail, and then I saw this and that, and no need. But if you have a doubt on particular thing, you can ask, clarify. Then most likely the guide will tell you move on, carry on. It's okay. It's not necessary. It's not guaranteed that particular show will come at a particular time. There is nothing like that. You are having your own experiences that nobody might not have seen it before, but you will have it for sure. But only condition is you have to make no thought and enter into that. Okay, this part is clear. So now, what is time now?
12:15.
12:15. Okay, we have to start the thing. So already you have done that the Kriya part of it. So we'll do Tratak meditation. Then we'll go to the individual activation of Tratak in that room. Okay. So we'll start the Tratak meditation. Tratak will do now I want you to bring the candles out, and I will tell you what to do. You have to make some kind of circle, or if you want to make tape separately, you can make this separately. And take this one for each. You put it like this in front of the table. I will show you how to do it. Face the table. Each of you will get this kind of bucket. It is just a stand, because I could not get the candle stand, so I brought this. I'll give you something. Just take one. Remove the bag and bottles and other things for the time being, so that you can, from the table. Okay, everybody got one bucket. Okay, all right. I'll give you some steel.
জলটা কোথায় রেখেছো?
There's some steel plate. So it falls on this. Put it below the candle.
দাঁড়াচ্ছে না
Drop below here. I mean, drop here.
তুমি ওটা পাওনি? ওই তো ওখানে।
Okay, this the level of the flame, it should be at your eye level. A little bit here and there is okay. Eye level, and and best distance is you stretch your hand when your thumb is that is the best distance to give. But don't bother, the height is little up and down, it's okay. But at least that understand it should be, its best level is at the eye level. It's okay, no need to. We got a plug. All right, just it's clear, no? Sit comfortably.
কাপটা দেবো?
All right. So I will do some Om chanting again, okay, for to get the blessings of the masters, and then I will tell you what to do. Okay. So you just pray that let this process be successful. To whom you believe in, you just pray let this third eye activation process is successful. And this is a Tratak meditation. After that, the individual one, I will give the Shaktipat there in that in front of Babaji. Okay, we'll do 3 Om chanting. Alright, now you concentrate on your center of the palm, these two. These two are the chakras, okay? We'll activate these 2 chakra. So what we do, you have to hold the flame like this, like you get the heat into that one. Each one of you with your own candle. Okay, make sure the center of the palm, that has got, it gets the heat. Okay, after you get that, then you give this energy like this in your third eye, like this. Okay, when only the right hand, not the left hand. Okay, give it the energy, give it 3-4 times. Give it in your third eye. Make sure center of your palm is get the heat, and that this is a cleansing. We are cleansing already. I created that energy. It will cleanse your. This is a healing chakra here in the center of our right hand. But get the heat, open the chakra, and that right hand chakra, put it on your third eye. Make sure third eye is getting that heat. Okay, now sit down. And with your individual candle, look at the top of the flame, not the bottom. Look at the top of the flame, including its movement. Yeah, tip and around the flame. Basically, I'm saying not the thread. You have to look at the flame. Look at it, and then you will also get that secondary and tertiary images around it. You may get a rainbow color, the multiple flames, etc., etc. So that's fine. Put your hands in Chin Mudra, this, yeah. And then intensely look at the flame. Now you become aware of your breathing. Just be aware of it. Keep looking and aware of your breathing. And this way you practice the stomach breathing now. Make sure while breathing, your belly is going out. And do it comfortably, not to stretch. Just feel inhalation and exhalation. And try to look at it unblinking, no blinking. Now you feel what is happening at your third eye area. Just feel. Be aware of your breathing. Look intensely at the flame and feel what is happening at your third eye. It's difficult to put your eyes not blinking, but try to extend the time. Try to, after you blink, next time you try to extend the time as much as possible. Now feel what is happening at your third eye area. If you feel the third eye area is vibrating, only then you close your eyes and experience it, what is happening inside. So all higher dimensions you will see around the flame first. There will be rainbow color and then there will be a lot of things. Just be aware of them. So only when your third eye area is vibrating, you close your eyes, physical eyes. Go into meditation, keeping awareness of the breathing all the time. Be aware of your breathing. You may feel some emotions are coming out, allow it to go out. No issues. Just allow that to go. It's a part of the cleansing. I'm invoking energy, whatever is blocking your third eye, that get dissolved. Alright, just pranam, don't open your eyes, pranam, and express gratitude to the masters. Thank you for allowing this activation of this third eye. And rub your palms together like this as we come out of the meditation, like that. Rub your palms together, put both of your palms on your eyes, closed eyes, and we'll count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just give this energy to all over your face and then the body. And you slowly open your eyes. Now, if you like to, someone like to continue, you continue. Then one by one you come to in the Babaji's place. There we'll do the third eye awakening activation there individually. That will be individual sessions. So I'm going there, you come one by one there. Finish that. If you like to continue, you can continue here. And after that activation, we will break for lunch. Okay.